In this video, I'm going to be showing you how to create an email agent, and this is going to allow me to send emails to people without even having to use Gmail. In this case, imagine I'm an employee at a company and I want to send an email to the CEO saying thank you for working here. So I'm going to be going, hey, please send an email to the CEO saying thank you for allowing me to work here. So what this is going to do is going to realize I am wanting to send an email. It's going to retrieve the CEO's email from the database because I've basically stored all of these emails in my vector database. It's then going to create a draft. So here's a draft. These represent breakpoints, and when it gets sent, it's going to create a new paragraph. And I'm just going to say, cool, this email's good. Let's send this, please. And you could say, in a respectful tone, so it can change the tone. So send the email. Let me go to my Gmail, refresh it. Here it is. Dear Mr. Taylor, I hope this finds you well. I want to extend my heartfelt thanks for the opportunity to work at Proximate IT. So there you go. This agent directly interacted with my Gmail and sent the email on my behalf. My name's Hari. I'm a full stack software engineer who's exploring the amazing possibilities that AI have to offer us at the moment. And in this video, I'm going to show you how to build this email agent. I actually am going to be using the same data in my previous videos for this video. So if you want to check out how I uploaded the data or the employee records or the email records from Google Sheets into Pinecone, or if you want to know how I built my employee directory agent, check out the last two videos. In this video, I'm just going to build the email part of this and bolt that onto the previous agent that I built. So let's get to it. So to build this, we're going to need to create a new workflow in n8n. And we're going to need to trigger this workflow from our main workflow. So when our main workflow needs to send an email, it's going to send that data to this workflow, and this workflow is going to send the email. So we're going to do execute workflow, and then click on when workflow is triggered. So we're going to need to set the input parameter that's coming into this workflow. So this is obviously the output parameter coming from the other workflow. So let's call this query, and it's going to be of type string. So this is going to have our email address, our message, our subject that's coming in from the agent and the user. We're going to need to take that string and then convert it into an object and then pass each attribute individually into our Gmail node. So if we go here, let's say we need to do OpenAI messenger model. So we're going to send that string to this model. I've connected this to my OpenAI account. If you want to do this, go to the playground, create an API key, and paste it in here when you select create a new credential. Then we're going to choose the model, let's say GPT-4 Omni, and we're just going to give it some instructions here. So I am going to tell it that it's going to receive a string, and I want you to convert that string into an object so we can select each attribute and get the data from each attribute. So this needs to be an expression, and output content is JSON. Let's just test this. So we can see the input, the query is null because it's not connected to any other workflow. And it's going to generate an output. Basically, the output is going to contain our email. So that's the plan. So we can test this now. So let's go to our previous workflow. And we're going to add an email tool onto this agent. So this agent currently has a vector database, which has all of these emails in it. So we just need to add an email tool that would allow us to send an email to any one of the emails in our database. So let's go to tool, call n8n workflow tool. Let's call this email tool. And we're going to give it a description. Call this tool when you need to send an email. And then we're going to choose a workflow. I'm going to choose email tool, which is the name of this one that we just created. And we can see the inputs are query, which is the same as the input we've defined here, query. So now we can actually test to see if it's going to send data to our workflow. So let's say send an email to the CEO. Actually, we need to just update our email agent and tell it and give it some more instructions that would help it send the email. These are the additional instructions. So if you need to send an email, create an output of this format. And when you send the email, make sure each new line has an HTML breakpoint tag. And the reason why we're going to do this is because in our Gmail node, we're going to set the email type to HTML, and then it's going to lay it out for us perfectly. So we can, every time there's a new line, it's going to have a breakpoint tag, which is just basically going to be, just create a new line. So it's going to add the breakpoints for new lines, and then it's going to create an output, which is of this structure. And then this is going to be a JSON object. It's going to send it to our other workflow node. And then basically, our other workflow is going to, get each one of these, create into an object and send it to Gmail. So, here you can see that, we've given it instructions. This is the email you're going to find. You're going to generate this subject based on the email context, and, you're going to generate the message based on the request from the user. And we've said, don't send this email without getting permission from the user. So draft the email, send it back to the user in a human readable form, and make any amendments that the user requests. And only send it if the user says, please send it. So that's just a little bit of a safety net. Okay, so now we can test this. If we go to the chat, we can say, send an email to Olivia Smith saying hi. So it's going to get her email, and it's going to create a draft out of that request and send me back the draft. It's done that. And cool, so send the email, create the subject, the message. I'm going to go, okay, send it please. So then it's going to call this tool, and then it's going to pass it over to this workflow. So then if I go to executions, I can see there's a new execution, and it's basically taken the input and then create an object out of it. And I'm basically going to create now a Gmail node, which is just going to grab this data. So let's do that. So if we go here, go to Gmail, we're going to go send a message. I've already connected to my Gmail account. You click on new credential and you can just sign in with Google. If you're self-hosting this, then you're going to need to go to the Google Cloud Console, create a new API key, a new credential, and then paste that in here. So I'm going to close this, because we are already connected. And then we're going to send it. So this is going to be to message.content.send to. This is going to be subject, is going to be message.content.subject. And then email type is HTML, and then message.content.message. So these are going to be expressions. And we basically want to, disable this. So it's not going to say that this message was sent with n8n in the email. And then we can save this. Let's use our agent to send an email. So please send an email to Olivia Smith saying hello. Very creative. So it's going to get her email, create a draft. Here's the draft. I'm going to say, actually replace your name with Hari Patel. I just want to put my name in here. So it's done that. Okay, please send. So now it's going to call this tool, which is going to actually send the email. So if I go to my Gmail, refresh, cool, we have a message for Olivia Smith. Hello, Olivia, I just wanted to take a moment to say hello. And that's a fake email address, so this should fail, but cool. So yeah, that's how you build an email agent in n8n. And if you like this video, give me a thumbs up. I'm going to be releasing content, on a weekly basis. If you want to subscribe. And yeah, I hope you have a good day, and peace.